In this course, you'll learn about introduction to Python, and it's a comprehensive course. But initially, it will be half an hour, and then I will keep updating the course. And do check the course regularly. Yeah. So Python is a very important language. It's used in web development, back and front end, and embedded development, and also for scripting and testing. It's a high level general purpose language, and it is basically the code is readable, that is easy to learn, and it's dynamically typed and garbage collected. So this was developed by Guido van Rossum in the late 1980s as a successor of ABC programming language, and it became quite popular in the recent times. Python 3.0 released in 2008, and it's still one of the most popular languages in the market. And it's very essential that if you learn it, if you're a student or if you're in the industry, it's very essential skill set. If you learn Python, there is a huge scope of getting into a lot of industries. So just by learning this language, yeah. And so that's why I decided to make this course. So here you will definitely learn introduction to programming. It's a separate topic which I've already posted. What is compiled, what is interpreted languages, basic concepts like algorithms, data structure, software development lifecycle, programming paradigms like procedural and object-oriented and functional levels of programming. So these are some of the areas which we'll cover in this topic, and do follow it. So as for history of Python, as I just said, it was developed by Guido van Rossum, and many of the reasons for popularity. It's very easy to learn, and it's applied in very different fields. And if you look into the Python, it is the code syntax is you can, if you write it, it's very syntactically appealing, and it's explicit, and it's simpler, and the complex things can be written in a very easy way. And the main part is like the some of the important factors is like, for example, it's very strict on indentation, which you will commonly find. If you miss an indentation, it will give an error. And there are a lot of controls which is easy to learn, like for example the if statement, for, while, try, and there are raise for exceptions, and def is for the functions, and break is to exit or break a loop. And these syntax I'll go into depth. These are some of the main points of Python, and a little bit of history of Python. Here I will teach you about how to set up the environment for compiling and running Python, installing Python, and just adding a note. Some of the popular IDEs, integrated development environment or editors for Python, or VS Code you can use, or Eclipse can also be used. But VS Code, Visual Studio Code, which is a freely available editor, you can use it, and it's commonly used. You can also use Visual Studio, which is a separate IDE. Eclipse can be used. Jupyter Notebooks or Google Colab. It's an interactive cell-based coding platform. It's a cloud-based platform where you type in code and it compiles and runs for you. Spider is also often used in scientific computing, and this IDE integrates well with Matplotlib and Pandas. Those will be completely about Python and surrounding technologies and where is Python used, and Python programming and the whole thing. So do keep rechecking the course as I keep updating. It's not delivered as one package, it's just updated regularly. So do check this course on a regular basis. We'll talk about Jupyter Notebooks and Google Colab, how to use these two cloud-based platforms for using Python. It's very easy if you don't want to set up Python on your system. It's a bit of extra work. We just let you start learning Python syntax on the first day without any need of setup. So that's what Jupyter Notebook or Colab is. Learn about how to run a first Python program, how to compile it in an editor, and you'll see how it works, a simple hello world script, and then slowly we'll go into complex topics. I will talk about read, eval, print loop, which is basically, it's an introduction as an interactive shell, typing and executing commands. understanding REPL cell, using REPL in testing and debugging, starting REPL. So it's a interactive top level language cell, and it's simple and interactive in computer programming environment. It basically takes in inputs, executes them, and returns to the user. So that concept I will also look into, and refers to programming interfaces, like it's used in different environments. I will go into deep more, but its general idea is read, eval, print loop means it takes in an input, evaluates it, and prints the output for you in the same shell. So I will cover most of the topics, but just to give you an idea, Python programming languages, syntax I will cover. It's a history, applications, and a bit of theory. Setting up the environment predominantly using Visual Studio Code or Visual Studio, working with the IDEs, and using Jupyter notebooks or Google Colab, and writing your first program, and more other topics like REPL, testing, debugging, artificial intelligence, and more things to cover. Those will be completely about Python and surrounding technologies and where is Python used, and Python programming and the whole thing. So do keep rechecking the course as I keep updating. It's not delivered as one package, it's just updated regularly. So do check this course on a regular basis.